Hello there. So in this video we're going to be taking a look at how we can configure the questions on the registration form. So here we can see the different questions which already exist on our form, and we can go ahead and add new questions to this form. So these are the different question types that we can add. So if we add a drop down, for example, it's going to highlight to us that the form is already live, so we should just be wary of that when adding new questions. So if we can add a question title, we can add a description if we need one. As this is a drop-down question, we can add also options that people can choose from. And then we can choose whether this question is required and also whether the response will be shown on the invoice if they choose to pay by invoice. We can also choose which ticket groups will be asked this question. So in this example, we're asking how will you arrive at the event. So we'd probably only want to ask this question if somebody has chosen an in-person ticket. And then we can go ahead and create that question. We can also have dependency logic on these questions. So this is where we can choose to ask additional questions based off the responses to a previous question. So in this example here, we're asking, will you be travelling from outside the United Kingdom? And then using the dependency logic, if they answer yes to that question, we can then go ahead and ask them if they need accommodation assistance. So it's just a good way of keeping the form as short as possible. Okay, so that's adding the questions themselves. And then we can choose also from this view when we display these questions. So, for example, we have, as we looked at before, we have different groups of tickets. So in this example, we've got in-person tickets and virtual tickets. So depending on the choice of ticket, we can then choose to show or hide these questions depending on which ticket group they've chosen. Okay, so now let's have a preview of how this registration form would look to the end user. So if we click on preview here, it's going to bring up the form and show us what it looks like. So I can click on buy tickets. And so here it's going to ask me to choose a ticket. So if I choose an in-person standard ticket and then go to the next page, we can see it's asking me for my email, my first name, last name, and then I can add in the additional details, so address and other information. If we say that this ticket isn't for us, we then put in the email address and the name of the person who is intended to be the attendee, and then they'll get an email and then they'll go ahead and update these details themselves. Or you can choose to complete it on behalf of them. Okay, so going back to the registration builder page, from here we can also delete questions, and then we can also restore deleted questions. So here it's going to show us when this question was deleted, if there were any responses to the question, and we can delete those questions. Okay, so that's been a summary of how we can edit and create questions on the registration form. Okay, thanks for watching.